From the governor to filling in potholes, how far has California dropped? Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm the business director at Nomad Capitalist, where we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors reach their full potential, something that clearly my home state, California, hasn't been able to do. I just read an article and saw a video of our former governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who complained about a pothole outside his house to no avail. So he took matters into his own hands and filled it himself. I also read that in Los Angeles alone, within the first 3 months of 2023, there were almost 20,000 requests for filling in potholes or road issues alone. 20,000. For that many requests to come in, for them to be able to have a crumbling infrastructure where there's 20,000 potholes and dangerous roads and bridges and everything else is a huge problem. I think our former governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, taking matters into his own hands really does illustrate the problem of the state and maybe even the entire country. I remember visiting my alma mater, University of California at Berkeley, and going through the tour with one of the students, and they asked, what is the sign of a good college campus? The answer was construction, that it was always building, modernizing, and expanding. And I would agree that that's not just for a college campus. That could be a multitude of things, including cities, municipalities, states, and the country as a whole. But the construction that I see in California, it's doing the basics to avoid danger. And when you're having a boat with leaks and you're trying to plug each and every one, you know at some point you're going to sink. And I fear that California itself will sink very soon. I look at a lot of the places that I've been at recently around the world, or even here where I sit now in Warsaw, Poland, and I look at how the country and the city is developed. Skyscrapers are going up, an increase of infrastructure, freeways that are 4 or 5 lanes wide. You also have new metro lines, underground lines, creating better public infrastructure and movement of people. I was recently in Malaysia and I saw the same. I was amazed how modern Kuala Lumpur was, with their skyscrapers, with the wide roads, well-maintained, no trash, nothing. I was recently in Georgia and Armenia, and I was very surprised as well to see these massive buildings that were well-maintained, modern infrastructure, a lot of things that people think are in the West, but are they to the standard that we expect nowadays? I really do encourage people to travel, to see the world, to understand what it's like in other places. I enjoy the fact that there are a lot of cultural opportunities in Europe that are readily available, whether they are concerts, musicals, local performances. And so for me, that's what appeals. That's one of the things I enjoy about being in Europe. It really doesn't matter as long as it brings you a sense of happiness and feeling that you are in the place that you need to be. The last time I was in Los Angeles, all I could see on the side of the freeway was heaps and heaps of trash that must have been there for months, if not years. And this is why I have encouraged a lot of the people that I know is think outside your comfort zone. Yes, it's easy enough to know your surroundings. It's easy enough to say, you know what, I grew up in Los Angeles. I went to college there. I went to UCLA, and I just love the weather, and I enjoy, being here because it's just easy. And it's that final phrase that I think a lot of people get trapped into. It's easy. But easy is not always best. I would say be like Schwarzenegger. Take matters into your own hands and find ways of fixing the problems. Let me go where I'm treated best. And that's what we do at Nomad Capitalist is we look at how can you be treated best based upon your particular circumstances. Whether that's finding a plan B, whether that's going for a lifestyle change, or reducing taxes and finding a better way of running your business. So take your own power and go where you're treated best and find your own way forward.